What's going on, guys? It's another YouTube episode. In today's episode, you guys are going to learn how to sign 3 to 5 new clients every single week using social media. Let's get into it. So we're going to break today into 3 separate categories. Category number 1 will be the skill of getting inbound leads. Category number 2 will be the skill of inbound direct messaging. Category number 3 will be the skill of closing $1,000 fitness coaching clients. Let's dive right in. Here are some of the clients we're currently working with at Pizza Domination. Dawson, $40,000 a month. This was a low month for him. He was actually pissed. Trent hit $120,000 a month. Again, Anthony, this is a low month. He was upset. Hallie's hitting 38K. Mateus is hitting 31K. Zach's hitting 61K. So tap in, because I'm gonna give you guys everything that I teach these clients on a fundamental level, and everything that these clients are doing is built off of the foundations that I'm gonna give you guys in today's slideshow. Step number 1, the skill of getting inbound leads. 5 things that you guys need for inbound leads. Number 1, you need testimonials. Number 2, you need an established profile. Number 3, you need a niche to speak to. Number 4, you need structure for your content. And number 5, you need to become the trusted resource. So why do you need testimonials? Because there's a lot of bullshit online. And how many of you guys have ever been DM'd to or like advertised to by some random business coach? And then you're like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. You can help me grow my fitness business. Honestly, that business coach might have been me, let's be honest, right? But this is why you guys need to have testimonials. Having enough testimonials and posting them every single week, because the more that you do, the more the people will trust you. The truth is, there's a lot of shitty online coaches on the internet. There's a lot of people that have no idea what they're talking about that are selling coaching programs. So if you don't have testimonials, you are not establishing trust in the marketplace. So let's talk about how to get testimonials. When you're a new online fitness coach, the hardest thing that you have is that you don't have any testimonials, which is hard because you need testimonials to get clients, but in order to get clients, you need testimonials. So it's kind of like this weird thing. So it's kind of like landing a job in the real world. Like in the real world, if you want a job, you need to have experience, but in order to get experience, you need a job. So it's kind of like one of those things where you like need one and you can't have it without the other. So I'm gonna give you guys the easy way, and it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Write that in the chat. So if you were to try to land a job in the real world and you wanted to, get some experience, the best way to do that would be to work with somebody that you already know, right? So like for me, the first time I ever got a job in a nightclub, I knew the guy that ran the nightclub, and the reason I got the job with no experience is because I knew him. So he gave me the job. And so it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So when you try to land testimonials without having clients, the best way to do that is to work with close friends, family members, coworkers, acquaintances, etc. Why? Because the reason you post testimonials is to gain trust, but you will already establish trust with the people that are in your network that know you as a person. And so in order to get testimonials at first, work with people that are close to you, because even if you don't have a lot of experience, they will still trust you. Now, this is the thing. You guys absolutely must be willing to work for free to gain testimonials at first. And the truth is, I'm sorry, you're not as smart, talented, good looking, and cool as you think. Even if you do think you're cool, at least not in your audience's eyes. Like, you might have the physique that people want. You might have the experience that people are looking for, but your audience doesn't know that. And so despite how much value you can provide for your audience, unless you demonstrate proof, they're not gonna trust you. And why would somebody hire you as an online fitness coach when they could hire somebody like Don Lamb, who literally has a social proof post that goes up almost every single day on his Instagram? You guys are all competing for clients. That's the reality. And nobody really likes to face this reality, and everybody kind of likes to pretend that we're not, but we are, right? We're all competing for clients. And the person that's gonna land the most amount of clients is the one that can demonstrate the most amount of social proof. It's funny because I have a lot of my clients on this call right now, and every single time I look at your guys' social media profiles when you're struggling to sign clients, I go to your social media profile and there's no proof. That's the first thing I look for, is social proof. So if you are not signing clients right now, it is because you are not posting enough social proof. Cool? What we do is we tell our clients to run a free 14-day challenge to help you land 20 clients and help them lose 5 to 10 pounds in 14 days. If you are my client, you're in the Change Lives Academy, I'd recommend doing this every 6 weeks. Get them on trainer rides, get them a free meal plan, get them their check-ins, and hold them accountable for their weight loss goals. It's gonna be a lot easier for people to sign up for a free challenge, especially if you have literally no experience, because there's no risk for them, because if you suck, oh well, it was free. This is a great way to gain people's trust and sign a few clients while collecting testimonials. Cool, so we're gonna go to thing number 2. You need an established profile. So why do you need an established profile? I'm gonna break down the elements of what an established profile actually looks like. But the reason that you need an established profile is because you're competing against this guy. So this is one of my clients, Clayton Snyder, who actually started this Instagram account when he started working with me. This had 0 posts, now he's got over 1,000. This guy is a coach for busy moms to help them lose 10 plus pounds in 16 weeks. So if there's a mom or a busy woman that's on social media that comes across random stranger online trainer or online trainer that helps busy mom lose 10 pounds in 16 weeks, if she has to make a decision on which person she's gonna hire, she's gonna hire the person that seems more suitable for her just based off of first impressions. Does Does that make sense? This is kind of like having a Tinder profile with an ugly profile photo. I'm sorry to be rude, but that's the fact. Like, people are judging you based on your first impression. So when people come to your social media profile, what is the first impression that you are giving them, all right? So I'm gonna break down the 5 elements of an established profile so you guys know exactly what you need to do in order to set up your profile properly. Established profile number 1, you've got a verification badge. Literally $14.99, okay? If you're on this coaching call right now and you don't have a verification badge, go get one. It's cheap. This small detail will make a massive difference because when you're following people or you're DMing them, they're gonna know that you're a real human and not a bot. It costs $14.99, so don't be a cheap MF. Get verified, because when you're sending people DMs and you've got a little blue check mark, makes the conversation go a little bit smoother. Second, the profile picture. So notice how Clayton Snyder here, my boy, is smiling, he looks good, he looks friendly, he looks approachable. Because this is what he'd be going for if he was working with busy moms. Now, this also matches the person that he's trying to speak to, which is women. Now, imagine this, okay? I want you guys to think about something. Imagine Clayton Snyder's like, I coach busy moms, and his profile picture is a jacked as photo of him shirtless in the gym. And then I want you to imagine that busy mom going to her husband and being like, hey, I'm gonna hire this online fitness coach. And he looks at the profile and he's like, no, you're fucking not. Like, what are you talking about, right? It's weird. It's like, you guys have to think about who you're trying to attract. It would be weird to me if he was trying to work with moms and he was jacked with the shirt off in his profile picture. But you guys do that all the time, right? So we really do have to think about, like, who are we trying to attract and what's appealing for them. Third thing is the avatar statement. Clayton's avatar statement is, I help busy moms lose over 10 pounds in 16 weeks, working out 3 times a week. This needs to be the first line in the bio. The reason it needs to be the first line in the bio is because this is the first thing your prospects are gonna read. So when somebody comes to your profile, if the first line in your bio isn't for your prospect, the likelihood of them following you is significantly lower. I love Clayton's because it's short, it explains who he speaks to, it also explains a benefit that they would enjoy. So here's a formula, you guys can screenshot this or steal it, whatever. I help avatar get specific result without pain point. That's one of the formulas you can use. Another formula you can use is, I help avatar get specific result with this tangible benefit. So Clayton says, I help avatar, busy moms, get specific result, 10 pounds in 16 weeks, working out 3 times a week. That's a tangible benefit that's easy to understand. So this is a really easy way to do an I help statement. And I know that some of you guys on this call might be like, I have no idea who I wanna help. I'm gonna solve that problem in a minute. Fourth, the DM me keyword. Guys, doing this as a super low hanging fruit will give you 1 to 5 leads a week, guaranteed. So Clayton's has DM me Mom Squad for one-on-one coaching. The reason for this is, like, some people are lazy and they don't want to fill out a client application. They're just lazy and they're not going to take the time to fill out a 7-question application. So you want to give them an opportunity to come to your profile and see an easy way to contact you. So DM me Mom Squad. So I have DM me fat loss as a good start. So have something associated with the result that your prospect wants or something to do with your brand. Fifth, the Typeform application. This is the only link that should ever be in your Instagram bio, ever. This is the only link right here. If you have any other link in your Instagram profile, you do not care about money. I will literally fight this until my very last breath. Having a link tree or any other website on this link massively decreases the chance that you'll get people to convert into your offer, because when you give people too many choices, they're just gonna choose nothing. So even if you have a podcast and a YouTube channel and you're like building your Pinterest and you got all this other that you're doing, you're selling your ebook, whatever the fuck you guys do, take it all out, put an application so that when somebody comes to your profile and they're like, I wanna work with Eric, they literally click on the link, they're applying for the coaching program, they're in, just like that. Third, you need a niche to speak to. Now, this is one that 99% of online trainers really struggle with, is the niche part. So why do you need a niche to speak to? Because having a niche allows you to become the expert in a small arena. So let's say you're one of those coaches, which is 90% of you guys at first, that's like, I can help everyone. Like, I don't need to niche down because I can help everyone, right? Which is what every online trainer says. If you are doing that, then you're competing with Lane Norton, because Lane Norton also helps everyone. And so, like, instantly you put yourself, if you're an online coach for everyone, you're gonna be competing against the best of the best online coaches who also coach everyone. So Don Lamb's one of my best clients, $500,000 a month. Don Lamb's been an online trainer for the last 10 years. So people just know Don Lamb gets results. So Don Lamb is the king of just getting people results. And that's what will happen once you establish your brand over a certain period of time. You will get to a place where you just become good at fitness and you can help everyone. But at first, you guys, write this in the chat, become the expert for a small arena. So if you speak to women that have 10 or more pounds to lose in all of your content, and a woman comes across your profile and every single piece of content that she consumes is valuable for her, she's gonna follow you. And she's gonna listen to you likely more than she listens to Lane Norton. Why? Because I love Lane Norton. He's gonna be speaking at the Peach nomination event. He's a fucking gangster. But Layne Norton's content isn't resonating with her because he's not saying shit that is in her head. Does that make sense? So the reason you want to have a niche is because being a niche, like having a niche, will allow you to be an expert in a small arena. But how the hell do I decide my niche? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. It's easy and it comes in 3 layers. Layer number 1, write this in the chat, speak to your old self. Now, the reason I put this as layer number 1 is that you understand your past pain points, your problems, the things that you went through, when you first started your fitness journey, the mistakes that you made, the diets that you tried, the coaches that you hired that sucked ass, you tried keto and it didn't work, whatever it is, right? You understand that on a very deep level. So writing to those pain points, those frustrations, those like fears is easy. So layer number 1 is you're gonna speak to your old self because that will be the easiest content to make. A simple exercise that you guys can do is think about when you first started your fitness journey, what were some of the things that you believed about fitness? What were some of the common misconceptions that you believed? What were some of the things that you tried at first that didn't work? How long did it take you to get success? What did you try that actually worked, that actually clicked? Start talking to those things in your content will start to perform a little bit better. So that's layer number 1. Layer number 2. As you guys are doing this more and you guys are speaking to your old selves, what's going to happen is we think we choose an avatar, but in reality, an avatar chooses us. And so as you're putting out content, you might think, Chris Martinez, you're like, I'm gonna work with busy moms. You might think that. But then as you start putting out content, you're getting like a lot of dudes reaching out. Like you're getting a lot of men that are like, yo, help me, bro. Like I wanna get shredded, I wanna get lean. Well, like you think you're speaking to an avatar, but an avatar is actually choosing you. And so that gets us to layer number 3. Once we have some clients on board, we've signed some clients, we've made some money, we're starting to speak to our old selves, avatars are starting to come in, we're starting to notice a specific demographic is paying attention to our content. Once we're at that place, then we take all the data from the clients we've worked with, the clients that we're attracting with our message, and then we make a decision on the specific type of person we'd like to work with. I wanna make sure that you guys get this. It's not that hard. Speak to your old self at first, and then as you speak to your old self in your content, there's gonna be a certain type of person that will resonate. Sometimes it's different than the type of person that you think. As an example for me, I was very open with my content. Like I'm very I don't wanna say I'm an emotional guy, but I'm an emotional guy. Whatever. I'm an emotional guy. So as I was talking about my fitness story and like my overcoming my addiction, like I attracted a lot of women. So most of my content, like most of my clients were women. And I thought initially I was gonna be helping men, but I ended up working with like 80% women. So you don't start by creating a niche, start by speaking to your old self. This evolves and then an avatar chooses you. After time, you'll have data from clients you're working with combined with clients who you are attracting, and then you can make a decision on who it is that you wanna serve. Make sense? All right, there are 5 things you need for inbound leads. Number 4, you need a structure for your content. A structure? You need structure. That's what I meant to say. Why do you need structure for your content? Because the algorithm is literally easy once you play by the rules. Everybody write this in the chat. The algorithm is easy once you play by the rules. Most of you guys are like, the Instagram algorithm hates me. I can't grow my social media because the algorithm hates me. The algorithm doesn't hate you. The algorithm is designed to keep people's attention on social media, which means that if your content gets good enough that it keeps people's attention on social media, Brady, and they're glued to their phone, that means Instagram is gonna reward you and it's gonna send more people to your page because you're keeping more people on the app so that they can sell that attention to advertisers. That's how the game works. So the algorithm's easy once you understand the game. Your Instagram strategy stinks. And before you say, oh, it's the algorithm. No, it's not. It's you. So let me put you on some games. Step number 1, ideate. Spend at least 20 minutes per day. I'm not gonna watch the whole video. I'm just gonna skip to the end. In the content. Your audience is telling you that they put that style of content, so create it more. Was this helpful? Leave a comment below and let me know. Okay, so I showed you guys that video and I'm gonna play a couple specific parts because I want you guys to pay attention and I'm gonna talk about it in the training. So first things first is pay attention to the first 3 seconds of the video. Your Instagram strategy stinks. Okay, so in the first 3 seconds of the video, and then I actually want to pay attention to this part too. And before you say, oh, it's the algorithm. No, it's not. It's you. Okay, so pay attention to that part. And then I get into the actual value. The way they feel. So this is where I'm actually giving the value. And then at the end, I do a call to action. Just telling you that they put that style of content, so create it more. Was this helpful? Leave a comment below and let me know. Now that I've showed you the video, I'm gonna break down the science of how I do all my content. You are making the mistake right now of giving people the solution. Almost 100% of you guys are doing this. Even if you're my client, I see it all the time because I'm on pod chats and I'm ripping apart your content. You are making the mistake of giving the people the solution. And the sad reality is that is exactly why your content sucks and no one pays attention. No one comes to follow you on Instagram because of your how-to videos. How to have a positive mindset, how to grow your glutes, blah, 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 blah. This is exactly why you're not growing on social media, because people aren't attracted to your message. It lacks the punch needed to go viral and attract clients to follow you. So here's the structure for content that goes viral. Step number 1, start with a negative hook. Always. I would say 80 to 90% of my videos, I start with a negative hook. Negative hook that grabs people's attention. Why? Because people are significantly more problem aware than they are solution aware. People are walking around thinking, I need to lose my spare tire. I got no energy. I'm in a bad mood. I'm frustrated. This person pissed me off. Blah, 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 blah. That is like 90% of society. Am I right or wrong? Most people are problem aware. They're thinking about all the shit that's going on in their life that they don't like. They're gossiping to their friends about the shit that they don't like. They're talking about their boss that they fucking hate. This is 90% of society. So when you are creating how-to content, your content will never actually resonate with a larger demographic because the demographic at large is more aware of their problems than they are solutions. Make sense? Our brains need a corresponding thought internally to create the connection to the piece of content that we're creating. Otherwise, they will not resonate. And so if we don't create content that has some sort of message that's already in their head, they won't understand our video. So the other day, me and Kirsten were talking. We were in a random conversation in the kitchen and she's like, oh, I have something important to tell you. And then we like kept talking. And then I was like, yo, what was that? Like 5 minutes later, I was like, what was that important thing? And she's like, I forgot. And then I was like, well, I was talking about how XYZ. And as soon as I brought up the subject matter that I was talking about, it like created this spark in her brain. She's like, oh yeah, I remember. And then she brought it back. And that's a perfect example of, in order for our brains to understand something, we need to have a corresponding message that's internally, like they need to have something in their brains that we're saying so that we can resonate with them. Resonance is created when you're creating content of things that they're thinking about. So because of that, if we start your content with your glute workout sucks because you're missing these 3 exercises, I'm joining the conversation in their heads because they're thinking about problems. And so I'm telling them the problem and then I'm gonna give them the solution. So instead of saying, this little nuance I'm telling you will make the difference between you going viral and not. So please pay attention to this because I see this happen with my clients all the time. If I have a video that I wanna do about squats, I could go to the gym, I could say, here's how you do a squat, which is what 95% of you guys do. Because you're like, I know I need to create content, so here's how to do a squat. But this content will never hit on social media. It's very rare, unless you're jacked as fuck, you got a giant booty, or you've got something else that's grabbing people's attention, it is not gonna hit. What will hit is when you go to the gym, you set up your camera and you're like, your squat form sucks and that's why your lower back is in pain. Let me put you on some game. It's the same video, but I'm delivering it differently. One of them will go viral and one of them won't. And then you'll see the one that goes viral and you're like, why did that guy go viral? His information sucks. And like, you might be right. You might be smarter than him, but you need to package your video in a way that grabs people's attention. Step number 2, you want to give the solution. This is where you actually like tell them why they came. So if you're saying your squat form sucks, let me put you on some game. Right? Then you actually want to give the value. So this is where you can put on your personal trainer hat and I want you to give as much value as you possibly can so that people can see that you're an expert. So if you guys see this in my videos, I'll usually like slap you to start and then I give you a ton of value in the video, right? My definition of value, write this in the chat. Tell them something they haven't heard before. I did pod chats with my clients and I was auditing my clients' content. One of the pieces of content was like, the reason you're not losing weight is because you don't have a plan. You need to have a plan in order to lose weight. I'm like, bro, how many fucking times do you think this person's heard that before? Like that's not something, like you've got to tell them something they haven't heard before, right? And even if they've heard it before, then you need to explain it in a way that's new that they like don't understand. So maybe you take like a basic concept and you have a different delivery. But if you're just saying the same shit as every other online trainer, that isn't actually valued. Like we need to find a way to position the message in a way that is perceived differently or just tell them something different. I'm most passionate about this because if you guys build an audience, everything else is easy. Like I got an audience now, everything else is easy. Now I'm just working on like the other stuff. When you don't have an audience, everything's hard. When you have an audience, everything is easy. So you want to grab their attention by saying your glute workout sucks because you're missing these 3 exercises. Then you want to follow that up with, I got you, girl, let's get into it. And then you go into the value. So glute bridges, and then number 2, and then number 3, etc. This is the tangible value in the video. So you always grab their attention with something negative. Then you give them the value that will cause them to want to follow you and pay attention to your content. Step number 3 is to add your personality. Please write this in the chat. Add your personality. This is why most of you guys struggle to go viral on social media, because you ain't adding your personality. Right, so like I'm just gonna go back for a second because I'm gonna show you guys. Now that I said add your personality, I wanna watch this. Instagram strategies. And before you say, oh, it's the algorithm. No, it's not. It's you. So like I easily could have just said your Instagram strategy sucks. Let me tell you how to fix it. But I am a sarcastic motherfucker. So I'm like that's me. That's just who I am. And so by adding that personality into my videos, now people are laughing in the comments because I'm acting like a dumbass, which causes the video to perform better. And now people are actually engaged while they're watching the video instead of me just being like, here's how to fix your Instagram story. Does that make sense? So you need to add your personality to the videos. And if you're sarcastic, be sarcastic. If you're funny, be funny. If you're serious, be serious. But if you're just following the script and you're doing what's required, you're boring, and that's why no one's following you. Instead, you want to make sure that you're always adding personality to your videos. I'm a bit sarcastic, so I call people dorks and losers because I think it's funny. But you might have a joking side. So you might be super serious. You might be playful. But like what I want you to do is like when you guys are filming, there's like you that's chill, that might be on the Zoom call consuming this content. And then there's like you that's like energetic, passionate, and fucking delivering. Like we need to entertain people, okay? Entertain people. If you're not entertaining the people, why the fuck would they watch? Give them a reason to want to follow you. You're funny, you're sarcastic, you're energetic, you're crazy. Like give them a reason to follow you. There's your offstage personality, like I'm just having a conversation with my wife and we're talking about the weather, which we don't. And then there's your on-camera personality and you want to be able to turn it on and say some shit that makes you different. Does this make sense? Don't just be the workout tutorial guy, the workout tutorial girl. Say some shit that makes you different. Step number 4, call to action. At the end of all of your videos, you should always have some sort of call to action. Follow me for no BS fitness advice. Save this video, follow for more value. Follow me to lose your dad bod. Was this valuable? Comment below and let me know. Save this video, come back to it later. You always want to have a CTA at the end of all of your videos. All of them, 100% of them. There's maybe 1 in 10 that I don't do a CTA. All the other ones have a CTA, which is why my Instagram following always grows. Because every video, like this is the thing, you guys never know which video is gonna go viral, right? How many of you guys have ever had a video go like viral and you're like, oh, I wasn't fucking expecting that to happen. It was like a random video that you did while you were going for a walk and then bam, it's at 1 million views. So if you don't tell people to follow you in every video and that video goes viral, people aren't gonna follow you because you didn't tell them what to do. So you wanna put it on every video because when one does go viral and then you tell people to follow you, like you will get 100% more people following you rather than you not doing it. Like it's gonna make an astronomical difference. People will not take action unless you tell them to take action. So make sure you tell them at the end of the video, follow, comment, subscribe, save this video, whatever. Last thing, you guys need to become the trusted resource. I'm showing you guys my Instagram because I want to demonstrate like 2,342 posts. A lot of you guys just started your coaching business last fucking week and you're like, why am I not making money? Or you started your coaching business, you hit 5 to 10K a month and then you're posting on social media once or twice a week. Why am I not getting leads? Listen, I'm all for everyone being successful, but here's the truth. If you come into my field and you're competing against me, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. This competitive nature is what separates me from the pack. You need to understand, you guys, there are thousands of other online trainers that your ideal demographic could go to. And so Natalie, if you're looking to work with moms that are trying to lose weight, there's thousands of other coaches that are doing that. Thousands. So what's gonna separate you? Like, why would they come to you? They come to you because they know they can count on you. This is what will separate you from everybody else. Because yes, there are thousands of people on the internet, but 90% of people lack the balls or the lady balls to be consistent for a whole year until they get success. Like this is the real sauce here. This is the real secret. Like I'm gonna give you guys the blueprint, the step-by-step, but if you can't be consistent for a year, you'll never be successful. And you might think that's hard, but you've already been consistent for a year, you're just working for somebody else. You might have been consistent for 5 years working for somebody else. And that's why you're so good at it. And so if you wanna be a successful online coach, it's like, get consistent for a year, 2 years, 5 years. Don't count the cost. So this is the posting schedule as a bare minimum, okay? I'm gonna give you a bare minimum posting schedule. If you wanna sign 3 to 5 clients a week, bare minimum social media posting schedule would be 5 times a week. Ideally, reels on your newsfeed. I wouldn't be doing as many photo posts anymore. The only exception is my wife because for whatever reason, she's got a physique that Instagram likes and every time she posts a photo, she gets like 5,000 likes. Other than that, I recommend reels. 4 to 5 times a day on your Instagram stories, ideally 2 to 3 social proof posts. 2 to 3 live streams a week on social media, never fucking missed. If you wanna sign 3 to 5 clients a week, this is the bare minimum, all right? Now, this is what I'd recommend if you wanna sign 3 to 5 clients a week. 1 time a day, every day, 7 days a week for Instagram reels. It's really fucking easy to post on a Sunday. You just literally go for a walk with your family, bam, Instagram reel done. 4 to 5 times a day on Instagram stories every day. And then 2 times a week, I delete all my Instagram stories and I do a call to action on Monday and a call to action on Thursday. 5 times a week, I'd go live on Instagram. Ideally, I'd go at the same time every single day. When I built the Change Lives Make Money Online Trainer podcast, I did 1,000 episodes at 10 a.m. PST every day, 5 days a week for 4 years. And that's what built the business, you guys. What built the business is I went live every day, 5 days a week at 10 a.m. PST. Like before that, we were making 30K a month. After that, like never look back. So build that consistency. I would take a screenshot of this. This is my recommendation. Listen, if you got a full-time job and you're doing other shit, do this, okay? I get it. If you're a full-time online trainer and you're not doing this, you're fucking up. It's really easy. Turn on your camera, bam, you talk to your audience, just like that. Cool, let's talk about the skill of DMs, the skill of direct messaging. How do we DM prospects and make them want to buy our shit? So we're gonna talk about DMs as a non-negotiable, booking one sales call per day, and then the DM script, but better. So DMs as a non-negotiable. 99% of trainers don't have the balls or the lady balls to send 20 DMs per day, every day, 7 days a week on multiple platforms. And because of that, 99% of personal trainers struggle to get enough calls in the calendar to close 3 to 5 clients a week. I don't wanna go seeing DMs. Well, go work at McDonald's, because then you can just be a fucking order taker behind a desk and you don't have to do anything. It's like you lack the basic skills of work ethic that's required to see success in this game. If you don't want to send DMs, grow up. Don't be an online coach. Go do something else. Don't complain about the fact that you can't send clients because like, I can't send DMs. I don't like it. Non-negotiable means no matter the what, okay? Most of you guys have non-negotiables and you're like, yeah, I do them sometimes. That's not a fucking non-negotiable. That is negotiable. Guys, it's really fucking simple. Either you message your prospects on social media that are engaging with your social media profile, or another online trainer has the work ethic to message people engaging with their social media and they end up stealing all your shit, stealing all your clients, because you are just sitting there waiting for people to fucking reach out, right? This isn't 2009 anymore. Back in the day where there was only 5 to 10 online trainers and people didn't have options. People do have options right now. So unless you put yourself into the conversation by sliding in those DMs, you'll never be successful. So where do I find people to DM? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. The first place I would start is Instagram DMs. Now this seems like an easy, like this is a layup, but I wanna talk about this for a second because a lot of you guys, when you go to lead gen, you don't start with your Instagram inbox. But when you go to lead gen, instead of going to start 20 new conversations, you should reply to the people that are already there, right? And the reason is people have intent. If somebody's in your DMs, they want, like at some level, they're interested in buying your shit. So those are the first people you should focus on. When you go to lead gen, you shouldn't go to social media and try to start 20 new conversations. You should go to your inbox first, see if there's any hot leads that you can move along, and then go to lead gen. The second place you would go is Instagram story poll responders. Again, somebody that's responding to your Instagram stories, in my opinion, has intent because they could have just scrolled through your story, not engaged, walked away, whatever. The fact that they engage with your Instagram story to me shows intent. So these are people that might not have it in us to message us yet, but they are interested enough to vote on our polls. The third place I'd go is Instagram commenters on photos. These people are warm leads that will need a little bit of nurturing, but the fact that they're commenting on your social media tells me that they're interested in some level. The fourth place I'd go is Instagram likes and photos / reels. So you guys have your Instagram reels that you're popping, just literally shoot a message to those people and be like, hey, thanks so much for engaging on the content. Are you on a fitness journey? You just enjoying the content. Fifth place I'd go is new followers. These people have no idea that they're gonna purchase something off us yet. But I would still shoot a message. Hey Janelle, thanks so much for the follow. Are you currently on a fitness journey right now? Or are you just enjoying the content? Smiley face. And the fifth place I'd go, and this is tied because new followers, in my opinion, and story views are tied, would be story views on Instagram. Again, these are people that are watching your stuff. They're not necessarily super hot because it's not like they're like sliding into your DMs, but they could just not watch your stories and they're watching your stories. So on some level, in my opinion, they have intent. Cool. Thing number 2 that you need in the skill of DMs is booking one sales call per day. So many online coaches don't understand the purpose of DMs, so they do it with no intention, no purpose. Write this in the chat. The purpose of my DMs is to book one call a day. That is why you were in the DMs. Like, I don't want you just starting conversations in your inbox and not having them lead anywhere. Then you're just in a bunch of conversations that are going nowhere. You can't pay your bills. You're not changing people's lives. The purpose of the DMs is to book one sales call every single day, meaning your effort should be putting towards getting that one booked call in the calendar per day. That is the goal. If you guys want to sign 3 to 5 clients a week, you got to be booking one call a day. That is the goal. You're not just sending DMs and hoping people that respond. You're spending time in these conversations to develop deep relationships with the intention of booking them in for a sales call so you can change your life. Now, here are the non-negotiable tasks that must be done in order for you to solidify the fact that you'll book at least one sales call every single day. Number 1, you must send 20 messages per day per platform to people in your audience. This is a bare minimum. 20 messages per day per platform to people that are engaging in your content. Where do you find people to message? I just told you. Hey Lewis, just want to say thanks for the support on my social media. Are you currently on a fitness journey? You just enjoying the content? Is an easy message you can steal. Number 2, you guys need to have time blocks to do lead generation. The bare minimum, in my opinion, would be 3 20-minute sessions per day. Go for a walk, literally in the morning. After you post your content, go for a walk, send DMs. In the afternoon, check, see who's responded, get back to those people, try to book them in for a call. And then at night, if you haven't booked one call, go back into your DMs for another 20-minute session and get that call booked. All right? The goal is to book one freaking call per day. So if you're doing your 20-minute time blocks and you still haven't booked the call, the mindset is, number 3, write this in the chat, I don't stop until a call is booked. That's the mindset. I don't stop until a call is booked. And I get it. It's not going to happen all the time, especially when you're first getting started. But There's people in my coaching program that are doing some incredible things with very small social media followings. Mike Sabarin's got less than 1,000, I think he's got 1,400 followers on Instagram. He's making $9,000 a month. That guy's just got the dog, bro. That has nothing to do with the social media following. It has nothing to do with his videos going viral. He just got that dog. I don't stop until a call is booked. Most of you guys won't do this, which is why most of you guys are struggling, because you're like, oh, well, I guess I didn't book one today. Guess I didn't book one again. I didn't book one again. And then it's 3 weeks you haven't signed a client, right? Like, we got to have that standard. We got to raise the temperature. We got to raise the waterline internally for what we're willing to accept from ourselves. Like, I shit my pants when we book less than 10 calls in a day. I'm like, what the fuck? Are we on fire? What's happening? Like, that's the standard, right? So for you guys, if you want to sign 3 to 5 clients a week, write this in the chat. The standard is 1 book call a day. That's the standard. It might take you a little bit of time to get there, right? But if you got these mindsets, if you're doing 20 messages per day per platform, you're having the time blocks to do lead gen, and you don't stop until a call is booked, you will fucking get there. You won't get there without this, you will get there with this. Third thing, the DM script, but better. So I'm gonna give you guys the full DM script. You guys can screenshot this. If you're my client, you already have this. Mind if I ask a couple questions, see if I can help? Biggest struggle you have in your fitness journey? Number 1 goal right now? What are the top 2 to 3 results you're looking for? And would you like some help? Now I'm gonna break down every single one of these and why it's important and how you should use it. Would you mind if I ask a couple questions, see if I can help? This question gives you permission to ask questions. I only ask this question once I have identified that the person on the other end of the screen has a problem that I can solve. So let's say you're just sending out messages just to connect with people, and after you making the connection with the person, they don't have an immediate problem that they're trying to solve, and they're just like, yeah, thanks for reaching out. Like, I'm not gonna be like, cool, mind if I ask a couple questions to see if I can help? You know, it doesn't make sense. But if I'm talking to somebody and I'm like, are you on a fitness journey? They're just enjoying the content. You're like, yeah, I'm on a fitness journey right now. I'm like, okay, cool, what are you working on? Oh, I've been trying to lose weight for the last 10 years, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to the gym 5 times a week, so we're working at it. I'm like, cool, brother, mind if I ask a couple questions to see if I can help? Boom, now I'm in the DM script. Like, if he's made me aware that there's a problem, that's when I'd ask this question. Another thing you guys wanna do is whenever you get an inbound DM, the last thing you wanna do is just jump right into it and be like, oh, I can help you. Like, let me tell you about my coaching programs. You gotta pause for a second. Thanks for the message, Natalie. I appreciate you. Mind if I ask a couple of questions to see if I can help? Perfect. I essentially want to make sure that the prospect is in a state of receiving. If I don't do this, they might not be willing to be coached. Once you ask this question, you set the frame that you're the person that's the authority that may be able to help them come up with a solution to their problem. Once they agree to this question, you can script. Second part of the script. What is the biggest struggle you have in your fitness journey? The reason we ask this question second is because most people are problem aware, so we want to ask them about the problems. Now, they're going to tell us their biggest struggle, and it's likely that they think about it all the time. Instead of rolling on to the next question, which is a lot of what a lot of you guys do in the DMs, you want to add some personality. So if your prospect says, I'm struggling to lose 20 pounds, I totally feel that. I struggled with losing 20 pounds myself when I first got started, and then I'm going to move on to the next part of the script. So this is how you move through the script without being a robot. Another thing you guys can do in here is, like, if your prospect's opening up and sharing some personal shit, send them a voice note. Dude, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I appreciate that. I used to struggle with weight loss myself, so you're definitely not alone. I got you. And then you just move on to the next part of the script. Cool. What's the number 1 fitness goal that you have right now? Here's what we want to get them thinking about the future with the problem that they have completely solved. In the DMs, what this does is this creates a gap between where they are right now and where they want to be. We want to get them thinking about the future, and once they share, we want to say something like, let's say they're like, I want to see my abs for the first time. We want to make them aware that it's possible. So after you guys ask this question, what's your number 1 fitness goal right now? Don't just roll on to the next part of the script. Instead, dude, I love that you want to lose 20 pounds, Lewis. That is amazing. And that's super attainable with the right training and nutrition plan. So you want to validate them and let them know that their goals are achievable and realistic. Unless they say they want to lose 100 pounds in 3 days. Then you're like, that's not going to happen, Jonathan, okay? But that's the exception to the rule. The next question, in the next 60 to 90 days, what are the top 2 to 3 results you're looking for? Now we want to take their big goal and we want to dumb it down to a realistic timeline, which makes it easier to understand and conceptualize. Now the prospect will start to think about all the things they'd like to achieve in the next 60 to 90 days, which will give them an immediate future to work towards. Once they tell us this, we can simply reply, would you like some help? Now the reason that you guys want to ask this question is because, again, the prospect might not be willing to get some help. Like, especially if you outbound lead gen them, right? Like, let's say, Lewis, I send you a message, I take you through the full DM script, and you're receptive to the whole DM script, but then I still don't know that you want coaching because we haven't even talked about that. So asking the question, would you like some help, implies that you have a solution to their problem, and then you're seeing if they're open to it. If they're like, yep, I would like some help, that shows me that they're willing to be coached. And this is the thing, write this in the chat, you can't help people that don't want to be helped. This is where a lot of you guys go wrong, is they're like, I did this DM script and I got all the way to the end and they said that they got a fucking fitness coach already. That's not your person. Or you're in the DMs with somebody and they've been eating McDonald's every fucking day for the last year and they're not willing to give it up. That ain't your person. I'm sorry, you can't fucking help people that don't want to be helped. Then we can go, tell you what, Chanel, why don't we do this? Let's hop on a quick 10 to 15 minute call. We'll talk about your number one struggle, your number one goal, and I'll help you come up with a game plan to achieve your goals. Are you up for that? Boom. Let's talk about the skill of closing $1,000 fitness clients. This is my client Matthew in the 10K Mastermind. What's up, Matt? You don't get to $20,000 months without understanding sales. So I'm gonna give you guys $1,000 fitness sales broken down into 5 factors. Factor number 1, are they pre-sold? Factor number 2, do they show up? Factor number 3, do they view you as an authority? Factor number 4, are you following a proven process? And factor number 5, did you collect the cash on that phone? Number 1, are they pre-sold? Listen, there's a reason that I told you guys that you need to post social proof literally every single day. And no, it's not just because you wanna market yourself to get more calls booked. It's because over time, the more social proof that you guys are posting, like Taylor Ross, you're posting a social proof of like your clients every single day. Eventually, people are just gonna see that you're the dude that gets clients results. By the time they get to that call with you, they're already pre-sold. They're like, yeah, I see your shit all the time. Like I see all the clients you're working with. Like I want that, right? This is also why I tell you guys to go live 3 to 5 times a week. Because if somebody tunes into your live stream, Jaden, last week, and then they book a call this week, they're pre-sold. They've already seen your shit. And so we wanna make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to pre-sell our prospects before the call. If the prospect has seen you on a live stream, there's a high level of trust established. If they've seen a bunch of your social proof, there's a high level of trust established, which means they'll be much more likely to take action on the call. So if you're getting on a lot of sales calls and you're getting a lot of no's, I want you to go look at your social media strategy in the last 30 to 60 days and ask yourself, is there enough proof on my page? It's a really simple strategy. If you're not closing clients, go to your social media, and you can even look at your Instagram story archives, by the way. This is something that I do as well. When I'm like, if I'm not closing, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Look at my Instagram story archives, look at my news feed, see how much social proof I've been posting. Number 2, do they show up? If they don't show up to the call, you can't sell them, right? It's pretty fucking basic, but if they don't show up, you can't sell them. So write this in the chat. The goal is 70 to 80% show rates. Ways to do this effectively, there's a couple ways. You wanna have a pre-call reminder 24 hours and 1 hour before in Calendly. I try to do text and email reminders. Last and not least, the night before your call, whatever platform you booked the call on, if it was Facebook, go to their Facebook. If it was Instagram, go to the Instagram. I'm telling you guys, I'm about to put you on some game. If you guys just do what I'm about to tell you right now, you will have 70 to 80% show rates. So at the end of the night, before your night ends, go to your calendar, check the calls booked for tomorrow, and then send them a video that says this. Yo, Russell, what's going on? Hope you're having the best day of your entire life. Just check the calendar for tomorrow. Saw we're booked in for a quick 20-minute call. I'm super excited. We're gonna talk about your number one struggle, your number one goal, and I'm gonna give you a game plan to help you achieve your goals. Bring a pen and paper. It's gonna be awesome, and I'll chat with you tomorrow, brother. Send a personal video to every single person that you have booked into a sales call. That personal touch is going to go a f***ing long way. Because like, this is the thing, the prospect before that sales call is thinking to themselves, how long is this gonna take? What are we gonna talk about? Blah, blah, blah. And they like, so we just wanna answer all of those questions for them. We're gonna talk about your struggle, your goal. I'm gonna give you a game plan. We also wanna instruct them, bring a pen and paper. You're gonna wanna take some notes because we want them to be in a state of receiving when they show up to that call. If you just do this, you will have much higher show rates, I promise. Number 3, do they view you as an authority? The likelihood is no, especially when you're just getting started. Now the good news about authority is you can build it within the first 30 seconds of the call. I'm gonna put you on some game. So you wanna set the tone for the entire call and let them know that you're here for business and only business. So here's how I approach my sales calls, and here's how I would recommend that you guys do it too. So when you get into your sales calls, what you wanna do is you wanna take 30 seconds to build rapport. What's going on, John? How you doing, brother? Yeah, good, man. Me too. I'm just getting some client work done. I just been in my office all day grinding on some programs. How about you, bro? Cool, man. Cool. Awesome. I love it. Well, listen, John, I got back-to-back calls booked all day. Are you cool if we just jump straight in? I got back-to-back calls booked all day. Are you cool if we just jump straight in? This does 2 things. Thing number 1 is it lets them know that I'm an in-demand person. Now, I actually do have back-to-back calls booked all day. But when I first got started, I didn't have back-to-back calls all day, and I still said it. Because I want to position myself as an authority within the first 30 seconds of that call. This sub-communicates that you are an in-demand person, and subconsciously they will respond to this authority tone. And just like that, within the first 30 seconds of the call, you've positioned yourself as an authority on that call. Bam. And this makes a difference. Because if you spend 5 minutes talking about the weather or how nice it is in Colorado and how you took a vacation there last year and your family loved it and your wife loved it too. He's got a wife, he's got a kid and a cat too. And like, that's the first 5 minutes of your call. They ain't gonna buy shit from you. Like, oh, thanks, homie. It's nice to meet you, Brady, my friend. Love ya. Love this conversation. We should do this more often. So, number 4, are you following a proven process? I'm gonna give you guys the proven process in the next few seconds. I'm gonna talk about why each one of them is important. First things first is the pre-frame. So Brady, what we're gonna do on today's call is we're basically gonna run through, a few questions to figure out what you're struggling with in your fitness journey. We're gonna figure out what your goals are, and then I'm gonna help you come up with a game plan to achieve your goals. At the end of the call, Brady, if I feel like I can help you out, I will invite you to join my coaching program. If I feel like I can't, I'll let you know and I'll point you in a different direction. Does that sound good? So we did the pre-frame, which is like we did the authority tone in the first 30 seconds, then we do a pre-frame. Once we do the pre-frame, we need to get the prospect to talk about why now and why me. This is probably the most important part of the call that most of you guys miss. You need to get the prospect to sell you on why now and why me. If I go to Lewis and I say, Lewis, you need to take action because you're 30 pounds overweight and you're struggling and I can see it in your face, right? Like that's gonna cause defenses. But if I'm like, Lewis, you showed up to this coaching call with me today. You mentioned that you have 30 pounds to lose. Why is this important that you lose this weight right now? Like why is this a right now thing for you instead of a later thing? Okay, Lewis, fair enough. And listen, I gotta ask because there's a lot of online fitness coaches on the internet. What caused you to get on this call with me? Like why didn't you get on the call with another online trainer? Like why did you show up to this call with me? Now, just like that, I've got the prospect to tell me why they need to take action right now. And I've got the prospect to tell me why they chose me. Well, Bree, I follow your social media content. I follow your stuff. I love your message. I love your vibe. I figured hop on this call to figure out what you got going on. Bam, they're selling me. So there's two ways to do something, to communicate a message. Number one, I can tell you to do something, Lewis, which isn't really a good motivating factor. Or number two, I can ask you questions to make you feel like you need to do something. So asking why now and why me will get the prospect to sell you on why they need to take action right now and not later. They think this is so important that you should do this throughout the call. So let's say, Kira, you're on a call with the prospect and your prospect says, you've gone through the part of the script, you're on a different part of the script completely, and you're like, what's your number one goal right now? And they're like, I want to lose 20 pounds and get in shape, so that I can be a better mom for my kids. I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. And what makes this a right now thing for you? Obviously, we've got September, October, November, December. You could just start in January if you wanted to. Why is this important for you right now? Now they're gonna start to tell me why they need to take action right now, not later, which will create an internal sense of urgency and make them wanna buy from me. Number three, pain points. Write this in the chat. Find the core pain point. Find the core pain point. The way that I like to do this is I like to go 3 layers deep. So I ask them a question, they give me a surface level answer. Then I ask them a question that gets a layer deeper. Then I ask them a question that gets a layer deeper. And so an example would be like, what's your number one struggle right now? And they're like, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm like, okay, great, that makes sense. And how much weight specifically are you looking to lose? So I go a layer deeper. I'm looking to lose about 20 pounds. 20 pounds? Okay, crazy. So 20 pounds is a big weight loss goal. So I'm just curious, how long have you been struggling to lose the weight and what have you tried that hasn't worked? And now they'll start to open up about all the things they've tried that hasn't worked. So I try to go 3 layers deep to identify their actual pain point. Because if you guys don't get their actual pain point, they're not gonna buy shit. I don't go to the store and buy Tylenol unless I have a headache. Does that make sense? So your prospect isn't gonna buy from you unless they have a problem that needs to be solved. And let's be honest, most prospects lie to themselves, right? It's not that bad. I'm 30 pounds overweight, it ain't that bad. Bullshit, it ain't that bad. You're gonna be showing up to this call if it wasn't that bad. You've been doing your own thing, right? So we need to make them aware. We're not putting thoughts in their head, we're just asking questions that make them aware of how they're feeling. How does that make you feel? Obviously, being 30 pounds, having that extra weight, knowing that you could lose it, how does that make you feel? Goals. So we got the pain points on one side, then we got their goals on the other. We need to identify what it is that they're hoping to achieve by working with you or working on their fitness goals, whatever. We need to help, and this is the thing with goals, you guys, is oftentimes your prospects will have a really hard time imagining what their life looks like while in shape, because most of your prospects have been out of shape for most of their life. So that being said, for them to imagine what it's like to be down 20 pounds, to not have hormone issues, to be in the best shape of their life, is going to be challenging. So this is where you guys, as the coaches, have to help your prospects create a crystal clear picture of what their life will look like with the problem eliminated. So Natalie, I gotta ask, let's say that you started this fitness journey, we transport 6 months into the future, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're in the best shape of your life. You've got those toned abs, you're looking and feeling your very best, you love yourself in every outfit that you wear. How does that make you feel? What would you do to celebrate? You're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're in the best shape of your life. What would you do to celebrate? Perfect. What would change in your life if you actually looked and felt your very best on a day-to-day basis? Help them paint the vision. If you ask your prospect, what are your goals? And they're like, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, cool. Let's transport 6 months into the future. And let's pretend you lose that weight. You look at yourself in the mirror and you see yourself with a shredded six-pack. How would that make you feel? Well, I feel fucking good. Okay, good. I love that. So you feel good. And then Like what else would benefit? Like what else would change in your life if you felt amazing every single day? Well, I'd be more confident at work and I would like show up better for my partner. I'd probably be like, I'd feel like more attractive and I'd probably go on more dates with more girls and blah, blah, blah. That's amazing. That's amazing. So like, that's what we're working towards, brother. And like now he's excited because you've got his pain point where he's stuck at, what he's struggling with. Then you've got the goal where he'd like to go, the destination he'd like to reach, which creates the next part of the script, which is really important, and that is the gap. The gap is the distance between where they are right now and where they want to be. If there's not a gap between where they are right now and where they want to be, you're not going to sell them anything, right? I don't buy Tylenol unless I have a headache and I want to get rid of it. I buy Tylenol because I know if I go buy it and I take it, it's going to get rid of my headache. I'm going to feel fucking awesome. I'm going to do other really cool shit. Okay? So like that's how your prospects are going to make purchases when they have a problem that is clearly defined. They have a goal that they'd like to reach. There's a clear distance between where they are right now and where they want to be. That's where we're going to make our offer. Now, the fitness assessment. This is where once you identify their pain points, their goals, their aspirations, where they'd like to go, this is where you actually need to give value. You need to give value. So at this part of the script, once you're in this part of the script, this is where you need to like over deliver. So listen, Brady, can I be honest with you, Brady? You mind if I coach you for a minute? Based on everything you told me so far, working out 6 days a week and you have no idea what you're putting in your body, that's why you're not losing weight. All right, so step number 1 is we need to decrease the amount of time that you're spending in the gym because you don't need to work out 6 days a week. You can work out 4. Step number 2 is we need to start becoming aware of the macronutrients that you're putting in your body. We need to have an idea of how much food you're currently consuming. So we're gonna start by figuring out what you're currently eating. Once I have those numbers, then I'm gonna make some adjustments so we can start losing weight and you can start feeling great. Does that make sense? So at this part, I actually wanna tell them everything and I wanna hold nothing back, because this is where I actually get to demonstrate my expertise. Next part of the script is where you need to test their commitment levels. So before you guys make a pitch or before you guys make an offer, you guys always want to ask this question. Okay, so Natalie, I gotta ask, because I only work with clients that are ready to take their fitness goals seriously and are ready to transform their life, because I take your goals very seriously and I want to make sure that you feel the exact same way. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I don't care about this at all, 10 being I'll do whatever it takes, where are you kind of sitting on that scale? I'm a 7. A 7? What do you mean you're a 7? You told me you've needed to lose weight for the last 3 years. What makes you a 7? Well, I just like not sure about the finances and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Natalie, can I be honest with you? I wasn't asking about whether or not you commit to my coaching program because that's irrelevant. I'm asking you, how committed are you to losing the weight? So if I give you a training plan and a nutrition plan and I ask you to follow through, are you gonna do your very best or are you gonna give it a 7 out of 10 effort? Well, I'm gonna do my very best. Okay, great. So like your level of commitment, is it a 7 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10? Well, it's a 10. Okay, perfect. I can work with that. Get it? But if I don't do that here, I'm getting the fucking objection, 100%. So that's why I test their commitment levels. And if they give me some bullshit, I don't accept it. Well, 7? What do you mean 7, Chris? You told me you've been struggling to lose weight for the last 3 years. What's making you a 7? Right? I'm gonna test that here. Because if you don't test it here, 100% they're throwing an objection at you. I ideally would like to get them to commit to a 10 here. It doesn't happen every single time, but the ideal scenario is I commit to a 10 here. The next thing you need to do is you need to pitch the program. So most of you guys pitch your programs like this. Okay, Eddie, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a training plan for you. It's gonna be updated every 4 weeks. I'm gonna do a nutrition plan for you. I'm gonna update it every single week, and I'm gonna do a check-in with you every single week, and I'm gonna respond on a weekly basis. Most of you guys pitch your program based on the things that you offer. Instead, I want you to pitch your program based on exactly what they need. So if Natalie told me she needs to lose 20 pounds, she wants to see her abs, and she struggles with fad diets, here's how I'm gonna pitch. Okay, Natalie, so I know that you said you struggled with fad diets in the past and like that really led to your inconsistency. So I'm gonna design you a meal plan that doesn't feel like a diet. So it's gonna feel like you're cheating and I'm gonna update it on a weekly basis. Does that sound good? Perfect. And for your training plan, you told me you wanna lose 20 pounds. So I'm gonna design your workouts to make sure that we're losing that weight on a consistent and regular basis. Cool? And lastly, for the accountability, I know that you've tried and fall off in the past, so I'm gonna make sure that you don't do that this time. I'm gonna hold you accountable every single week with a weekly check-in. Is that fair? Now the program sounds like it's literally made for them. And the reason it sounds like it's made for them is because I paid attention to their pains, goals, aspirations, and the things they'd like to achieve, and I sold them that in the program. Make sense? Last thing, overcoming objections. We need to practice overcoming objections with talking tracks. When you guys are booking role plays, Eric, let's say you're booking a role play with Brady, it's not like you need to do the whole role play call. Like let's say you got the wife objection that last week and you got stumped. When you and Brady meet, you're like, okay, bro, I got stumped on the wife objection, so I wanna hit it like 5 times on this role play. And then you just run through the wife objection, he like keeps giving it to you, and you just like script drill it until it's like natural. And then the next time you get it, you're just like bam, 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 right? So like guys, you need to practice the talking tracks that come with overcoming objections, and you need to I expect prospect to have objections. Like that's part of the fucking game. Of course you're gonna make excuses. You've been overweight for the last 3 years. What makes you think this call's not gonna be any different? Of course you're gonna make excuses. I'm not surprised when it happens. I can just overcome the objections because I'm rehearsed at overcoming them. Guys, take a screenshot of this, all right? This is the sales process. This is how you sell coaching. Bam, 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 bam. Step by step. Cool. Last thing is, did you collect the cash on the phone? The sale is not made when they say yes. The sale is made when there's cash in hand. Once they say that they're in, you need to have payment links preloaded and ready to go. Like I already got my payment links. I already know you're paying. I'm like prepared. When I show up to calls, I think you're gonna pay in full. So I got the paid in full link, I got the half and half link, I got the monthly link, I'm ready. So when they say yes, I'm like, bam. Okay, yeah, Eric, I'm just sending you a text right now. Can you see that? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I just sent you a text. So go ahead and get registered right now, Eric. It only takes 2 seconds. Once you do, I'll walk you through the onboarding and I'll get you all set up. Does that sound good? On the call, collect the cash. Yo, if you guys don't do this, you're just leaving lots of money on the table. I'm telling you. How many of you guys have ever had a prospect that's like, yeah, I'm so excited. I'll start tonight. Send me the link. And then they ghost your ass for a year. And you're like, where'd you go? They're like, I got abducted by aliens. I don't know what to tell you. Right? People do that. All right? People do that. So like, if you're in, you're gonna pay me on the phone. Like, do I have to pay right now? Yep, it only takes 2 seconds. Can I pay when I get home? Yeah, it only takes 2 seconds. So you can register right now, and then we can do the onboarding when you get home if you want. Like, I ain't budging, okay? And there might be exceptions to the rule because they're like, I can't because I'm driving and my kid is in the back and I'm like, I don't have my wallet on me and I have to go pick up my dog from the vet, whatever the fuck. I'm like, okay, cool. So when will you be home? 2 hours? Okay, so I'm just gonna, why don't we do this? I'll just give you a shout in 2 hours. We can take care of the onboarding there, and then we'll get you all set up then. Is that fair? But don't just send them a payment link and just hope that they pay. If they don't pay on the call, then you need to book a solid follow-up for exactly when they're gonna pay. When are you home? 2 hours? Okay, perfect. I'll give you a call in 2 hours and then I'll get you all set up. Is there any other questions that you have for me? Is there anything I can clarify for you while I'm on this call? Beautiful, I love it. You're gonna crush in this coaching program. I absolutely believe in you. I'm super excited to change your life. So I'll call you in 2 hours and we'll get you all set up. Peace. Write this in the chat. Always collect the cash on the phone. Boom. Guys, that is it. That is how you generate 5 to 10 clients every single week on repeat. This is literally what all of my most successful clients are doing. The entire framework, I gave you guys the entire framework from start to finish. I didn't gatekeep, I didn't hold anything back. That is exactly what you guys need to do. That's it. That's a wrap. That brings us to the end of today's episode. Hopefully you guys got some value. If you didn't, you probably weren't paying attention because there was a lot in there. Have the best day ever. Talk to you soon. Peace.